Well, guys, I just kind of, I kind of wanted to make a video. It's my first one, but I kind of wanted to do a little bit of talking, you know what I'm saying? Excuse the little music in the background. But pretty much, man, I know a lot of times, man, people, it seems like being in this world, it gets real heavy, you know what I'm saying? We deal with a lot of stuff, and I think sometimes when it comes to other people, we look past what the other person deals with, and we become real selfish, and it's always a battle between what's going on with me. You don't know my struggle, and in that sense, it's just like, yeah, you are your own unique person, you know what I'm saying? Like, only you can control what goes on in your life in some sense, but then other things, life just happens. But when you think that you're the only one that's really going through what you're going through, that's when you're defeated, for the simple reason being, it's kind of like a child who does not heed to the parents or somebody who's older that's trying to give them wisdom. Hey, I've been through this, or don't go this route because this route will lead to what this causes. And a lot of times we don't like to see that because we want to be selfish. As crazy as it seems, it's like, how can you say I'm selfish? Well, if you think about it, just with the order, it's just like, yo, I want to do this by myself. We've been implanted in being so independent that anytime somebody tries to help us, it is completely void. So we never get what we're supposed to do. And so then when we're backed into a corner, when we feel like life has gotten the just utmost root, just end of us, is pushed us to the farthest corner that we can go, it's just like, all I can do is fight. All I can do is fight. We completely void God out of the picture and be like, well, I need you when I need you. I need you to show up when I need you to show up. But right now, I want to do this. Why? Because I'm independent. Why? Because you gave me the free will to operate how I want to operate. And I'm trying to do this, but I cannot do this. But I'm still going to put forth the effort. And therefore, we take God's position. And in Matthew 11:28, it talks about all who are weary and heavy burdened, come to me and I will give you rest. If you're tired, you have to come to him, period. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, it doesn't matter about nothing else. Like, he's the only one that can bring you through it. And a lot of times we like to fight one another instead of really looking at the spirit of the thing. Like, yo, that person is really struggling with something, or I'm really struggling with something. I can't get through this by myself. Ephesians 6:12, just the gist of it, it talks about, how we don't battle with one another. We battle the spiritual wickedness, the principalities of this evil world. It's way beyond us. It's way deeper. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's real easy to overlook that. So when we get on defense mode, we feel like we have to fight that other person rather than fighting it spiritually. I mean, it's kind of like I was reading Matthew. That's my favorite book right now. And I'm almost done with it. I actually got like 2 chapters. But I was reading it and I got to the part where it was in Matthew 26:52. Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane and he did all the praying and he asked God, hey, if it's in your will, let this cup pass from me. And a lot of times that's what we ask God. Like, we don't want to go through the struggle. We just be like, God, hey, let this cup pass from me. But when he doesn't answer, Jesus was getting arrested. Judas had betrayed him with the kiss and he was getting arrested. And Peter was just like, oh no, you're not going to take him. And so what he did, he pulled his sword and he cut off one of the dude's ears. And Jesus, he came for him for it. He was like, he said it in Matthew 52 through 54. He was like, put your sword back in its place. Jesus said to him, for all who draw the sword will die by the sword. Do you think I cannot call on my Father and he will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? But how then would the scriptures be fulfilled that say it must be done that way? So pretty much it's just Jesus saying, yo, what are you doing? You out of order pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I could easily, even though I'm backed into this corner, I could easily say, hey, God, let's go. And take everybody out. But you're pulling out your sword and you're going out of order. You're fighting out of order. You're so quick to come against your brother, but you're out of order because you haven't looked at it from the spiritual aspect of it. That's why it was kind of funny when, his disciples, it's a Bible verse that talks about when his disciples was asking him, hey, Lord, you hungry? Like, you something to eat? He was like, I have bread, not of. Now, they probably felt some type of way, like, what you mean? Like, I'm hungry. Like, we got bread. You feel me? And he's like, no, I got bread you don't know about. Which is the word, that's what's keeping him stable. And a lot of times, when we're backed into a corner, we don't really see the stableness of God. We see all our dysfunction, and we try to figure out how can we make our dysfunction stable, or how can we be content and comfortable with our dysfunction. Therefore, it's stable enough for us to move because we're comfortable in it. And I really feel like, I just wanted to do this little video just to say, hey, you don't have to live in your discomfort. You don't have to live in dysfunction and be content and make your dysfunction comfortable. He wants to take it all. But you cannot keep fighting by yourself. You can't get back in the corner and just think it's all about you and that you can do this and you're going to make it. Because if that's the case, that means you're God and you're not God. If you was God, with a snap of your finger, you would be able to make it happen, but you can't. So I just want to encourage all y'all, man. Just really say, man, I love y'all. We better get ready. We fixing to get ready to go into 2015. You know what I'm saying? And it's about to be a fire year. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Like, real talk. So, just, man, I just want to encourage y'all. Have fun. It's Christmas Eve. Christmas is tomorrow. Happy early Christmas to all y'all. I just want to say, man, stay blessed, man. If you don't know God, if you don't know Jesus, man, I ask that you get to know him, man. Try him. Shoot. Test him. I bet you he'll show you something you ain't never seen before in your life. So, man, I just wanted to do this. Thank y'all, man. I love y'all. And be safe.